Hello everybody, welcome back to ABC, welcome back from Val's Day. This stretch of road you see here is the graphic road in Accra. It connects the Obichebi Circle to the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue. Located on both sides of this stretch of road are the auto sales reps for the global brands of vehicles that you know. So talk of Honda, Hyundai, talk of Peugeot, they are all here. Along the stretch of road, you see a company like Toyota. It produces Corolla, which is one of the most widely known vehicle brands in the world. A brand new Toyota Corolla will cost somewhere around $25,000 in Ghana. Let's take a typical Ghanaian worker, a youngster around the age of 28 years, a graduate who is working as a sales rep, who is being offered about $500 as his salary at the end of the month. And I'm being very generous to this gentleman. If he decides to purchase a $25,000 vehicle from Toyota, he would have to save, let's say, about 20% of his salary, which is $100 per month. And if he decides to do that, it's going to take him close to 21 years before he's able to raise such capital to acquire the car. And that is very unrealistic. So Africans typically tend to go in for used cars or second-hand cars, as we call them here in Ghana, or tokumbo, as the Nigerians will call them. Therefore, when you come to Africa, about 1.2 million cars are estimated to be imported onto the continent yearly, and about 1 million of these vehicles are actually all used cars because of the price tag that are on them. They are cheaper for Africans to purchase. So a typical used Corolla from abroad will cost somewhere around $12,000 or even cheaper, $10,000, and the young man will be able to afford such. So what is the effect of this on the continent? Number one, it stunts the economic growth of the continent as a whole. Number two, local or indigenous manufacturing companies usually suffer so much. Most of them are actually kicked out of business. Number three, job creation is undermined because all these vehicles are being made outside and people on the continent can't actually participate in working in the industry. And finally is the national or continental or the African pride that is at stake, because it speaks to self-insufficiency and the fact that we can't produce the stuff that we need to use here. So Innocent Vehicles Manufacturing of Nigeria has stated on their website that Africans are not second-class citizens to use second-hand cars, and we tend to agree with them. And the governments of Africa have also recognized this and are trying to do something about this. So what are the governments in Africa doing so as to stimulate growth of manufacturing companies? Here in Ghana, for instance, last year the government has banned all vehicles imported from abroad which are 10 years and beyond. And that is just on a miniature scale. But on a larger scale, they are implementing an auto policy. The first highlight of this policy is that they want to give a tax exemption to all manufacturing and assembling plants that will decide to set up here in Ghana or in Nigeria or in Kenya, some of the companies which have already adopted the auto policy. So last year, for instance, Chancellor Merkel of Germany was in Ghana and in Nigeria, I think, and she held talks with the presidency of both nations and some other countries. And afterwards, VW of Germany has set up in some of these countries. So in Ghana, for instance, they are located in the South Industrial Area, and they have already started assembling and manufacturing of some cars. In Rwanda, they've been there for a while, and they plan to produce about 5,000 vehicles a year. Companies like Peugeot, Nissan, Toyota, and some Chinese manufacturing companies intend to come down to benefit from this policy. The second highlight of the policy is the duty exemption. So if you are an assembling plant or a manufacturing plant and you set up in Africa, once this auto policy has been ratified in the countries, you can have a duty exemption on the imported parts for your assembly and for your cars for up to 10 years, and which is good news for all assembling plants. So let's pick a typical sedan like Corolla or Optima or Coretta, any of these vehicles which cost around $25,000, $30,000 brand new. For such a vehicle imported brand new into the country, about 40% of the cost is actually coming from the import duty, especially in a country like Ghana. So 40% of $25,000 is actually a $10,000. So if we deduct that $10,000 from the $25,000, we are coming to $15,000. The tax exemption in Ghana is also going to amount to about $3,125,000. That is about 12.5% of VAT. If we deduct that as well from the $15,000, we are getting around $11,875,000, which is around $12,000, which comes close to the cost of a second-hand imported vehicle. So I guess it will be unreasonable to go in for a vehicle second-hand or used which costs as much as a brand new vehicle. So this is what the local governments in Africa are doing so that they can start, maintain and actually develop local manufacturing of vehicles here on the mother continent of Africa. This has been ABC. If you liked our video, why don't you subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Leave us comments below. Let us know if you think that these policies will actually help out here in Africa.